What's a good conversation starter to ask your crush? Ask 3 questions. Ask them what they have done today. Ask a follow-up question or relate it back to something, if you can, before asking a follow-up. Did it take long? I used to do insert what crush did here. Was it difficult? If they gave an answer longer than a sentence, then ask them a question about themselves, but have this set up beforehand depending on how long you have known this individual. If they give a sentence answer, try another follow-up question. If they give 1 to 2 word answers, it means they're either busy or not interested, so you're shit out of luck. And there was an actual answer amidst all the memes. Ask them about their hobbies/passions/interests. Not only will you learn more about them, but it will make them happy and enjoy your company more. People like talking about things they love. I could talk about sewing and beekeeping all day. Those hobbies sound so calming and peaceful. Why don't you tell me more about them? A few years ago I ran into my crush and the only thing I could think to ask him about was to ask how much he knew about squatters' rights law. We're married now. 10/10ths would recommend this channel of discussion. It's actually really interesting though. Great convo starter. What is your favorite dinosaur? I want to try this one for real. So do you. Like stuff? I like some stuff, but not all stuff. I wish they taught us more about Vikings. Okay. No more jello in science projects. My cell model looks like it escaped from a horror movie. Do you like Phil Collins? I've been a big Genesis fan ever since the release of their 1980 album, Duke. Before that, I really didn't understand any of their work. Too artsy, too intellectual. It was on Duke where Phil Collins' presence became more apparent. I think Invisible Touch was the group's undisputed masterpiece. It's an epic meditation on intangibility. At the same time, it deepens and enriches the meaning of the preceding 3 albums. Christy, take off your robe. Listen to the brilliant ensemble playing of Banks, Collins and Rutherford. You can practically hear every nuance of every instrument. Sabrina, remove your dress. In terms of lyrical craftsmanship, the sheer songwriting. This album hits a new peak of professionalism. Sabrina, why don't you dance a little? Take the lyrics to Land of Confusion. In this song, Phil Collins addresses the problems of abusive political authority. In Too Deep is the most moving pop song of the 1980s, about monogamy and commitment. The song is extremely uplifting. Their lyrics are as positive and affirmative as anything I've heard in rock. Christy, get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your asshole. Phil Collins' solo career seems to be more commercial and therefore more satisfying. In a narrower way, especially songs like In the Air Tonight and Against All Odds. Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it. But I also think Phil Collins works best within the confines of the group than as a solo artist. And I stress the word artist. This is Susudio. A great song. A personal favorite. Honestly, this is more concerning to me than the Perot thing. Just watch Johnny Bravo. Tons of pickup lines and tactical maneuvers to learn from it. Ew baby. Has anyone ever told you that I have beautiful eyes? Who are you? You heard about Pluto? It's messed up. Right? You know that's right. Come on son. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. Not like you. You're soft and smooth. Who was your favorite figure that contributed to the fall of the Byzantine Empire? Definitely Mehmed II. Why? Are you a Turk? Do you like cheese? Redundant. People that don't like cheese don't exist. The cheese police doesn't duck around. Don't tell anyone but I don't like cheese. SHHHHHH. How you doing? You still have that crush on Rachel? Who doesn't? Lays hand on her shoulder. Hey. No. You do it like this. Lays hand on shoulder. Hey. Whatever you do, don't talk about COVID-19. You'd be better talking about your ex. IDK. I matched with a girl on Tinder and simply opened up with how's the apocalypse going, and we had an amazing conversation. Stealing that. If you know a common interest, start on that. E. What's your favorite Star Wars movie, and then why so? That's a very dangerous topic. Presumably you already run in some circles with and or know something of the interests of your crush. When asking about your crush's interests, avoid yes/no questions or list requests. Instead, ask for explanations, insights or stories. For example, rather than ask what your crush's favorite movies or musicians are, ask how your crush became interested in a certain kind of music or the movies of a certain director or actor. So, I know that you used to sing Never Gonna Give You Up while shitting. When and why did you start? Yeah, like jazz. Depending on the response, you know everything you need to know. If they like jazz and or if they like the B movie, what more do you need to know? You like jazz? Excuse me? Ahem. Jazz? Do you like jazz? Wanna see my Gundam collection? That one might be hit and miss, but when it hits, you know you've got a keeper. I do questions similar to a void comp test. You receive a windfall of money and can go on any trip anywhere in the world for a month. Where do you go and what do? You see a turtle in the desert. You flip it onto its back and watch it struggle. Why aren't you helping it? Huh? Why would I flip a poor turtle over? Sorry, I don't date people who torture animals, but you're the one who. Apostrophe. With incels. Interlinked. So we both got buckets of chicken. Can I put my greasy bone in your box? What is your name? What is your quest? What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? African swallow? Or European? What? I don't know that. Capitalism or communism? So you know what you're dealing with. So. Are you a commie? What breed do you six? I had someone ask me this. Well, don't leave us hanging. Do you work at the zoo? Because you look like a keeper. Are you a maid? Because you look like you clean up. Are you an aisle? Cause we need a clean up on aisle 6. Are you spaghetti? Cause I want you to meet my balls. I want you to meet my boss. Jibe da pussy boss. PFF. Foolish. The trick is to avoid contact at all, so you won't be rejected. B. I see you're man of culture as well. The name's Bond. James Bond. Apostrophe. Hey. www would why are you like? Would you like to ggg go to? Would you like to go to the dance? The dance with me. Fraggly. Zooey mama. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis? The Wise? I thought not. It's not a story the GD would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith. So powerful and so wise. He could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. What TV shows are you watching right now? That's a good one. What type of music are you into? Haha. So what's your social security? 420691337. Step 1. Ask him/her what their biggest flaw is. Step 2. Interrupt him/her with something you think is lackluster. Step 3. Offer several recommendations to fix said flaw. Are you and Op trying to get with the same person? This or he is a reverse psychology pickup artist. Hello is good. What an interesting question. Take any object and debate on whether it's a salad, a soup, or a sandwich. I'd always jokingly ask if she missed me. This annoys her so much she asks me something in return. Cue a nice, old casual conversation between the two of us that usually lasts half an hour, as that's the time it takes for the next student to arrive at. Depending on who it is, either joins the conversation, doesn't care, or drags one of us away. Is potato a sign of communism? What's a potato? Potato, you know. Boil them. Mash them. Cook them in a stew. Serious answer. I ask them about a recent news item that has a topic that is important to me. Example. Hey crush. Did you hear that Bernie Sanders dropped out of the presidential race yesterday? It gets the conversation going and shows you are interested in their opinion. But it also is kind of a pre-screening for any major incompatibilities I might be blind to because I have feels for them. Hey GIERL. Yeah, like cock and ball torture? My name is Yoshikage Kira. I'm 33 years old. My house is in the northeast section of Moria, where all the villas are, and I'm not married. I work as an employee for the KMU department stores, and I get home every day by 8 PM at the latest. I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 11 PM, and make sure I get 8 hours of sleep, no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning. Just like a baby, I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I was told there were no issues at my last checkup. I'm trying to explain that I'm a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies, like winning and losing. That would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with society, and I know that is what brings me happiness. Although, if I were to fight I wouldn't lose to anyone. Killer Queen is what I've named it. Top 4 favorite movies of all time. It's the best when it's a movie you wouldn't really expect from them or haven't heard of. Does this rag smell like chloroform? If she/he is quite attractive during a conversation that involves a bit of more in-depth talk, like aspirations and whatnot, find a good way to seg into what do you feel are 3 amazing things about you that have nothing to do with your looks. It's a good one. Leaves a solid impression if you actually genuinely wish to know her/his feelings on themselves. They'll remember it and that's a good thing. Feel like this one could be awkward in most convos, but would work great if timed right. You wouldn't unload that one in some casual low-key, light-hearted conversation. It's way too much for that. If you can detect when to use it, then it is a great choice. The problem is finding when. 3 steps rule. First step, make her/him laugh. Second step, tell her/him s/he has a good smile. Third step, ask her/him whether s/he will go out with you that night before her friends can tell her/him that you are ugly. Source, grown-ups too. Use it after the lockdown has been completed. What you doing? Just do that all summer. Hey, I think I like you. How does a date sound to you? Ask her if she's into BDSM. Him taking a survey for a friend. What is your favorite color? I lost a bet to a friend and have to try to convince you I have a crush on you. Can you pretend you believe me for a day? Start the conversation with hello there, and if they don't reply with General Kenobi, then she ain't the right one. That's a sharp outfit, Chan. Careful. It can puncture the hull of an Empire-class Fire Nation battleship, leaving thousands to die at sea. Because it's so sharp. Dinner and a movie date. Go to the movie first, so you can talk about it at dinner. Credit for idea goes to John Campier, one of the best YouTubers on movies/games. This right here. Genius. I mean, why even date someone who doesn't like talking about movies? If you were to dress up as any fictional character for Halloween and retain their knowledge and abilities, who would you go as? A friend asked me this one night at a party. We've been married for almost 8 years now. Did you know I have a huge crush on you? It's true. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.